Hello everyone, welcome to another ReactJS course video. So in this particular part, I would like to walk you guys through on how to create tables in React. So in this case, I would like to walk you guys through the most simplest way to make basic table just by using simple HTML syntax like t-head, t-body, and those things we'll be using. And first of all, in our code right here, this is the basic code where we happen to have simple HTML code like this because it's just simple h1 tag. So right below here, I like to create a new tag called table. And in this table, we'll be having two main components which are nested, which are t-head and t-body. T-head first comes first, and below t-head it's gonna be t-body. And just like this, so we need to be getting started with t-head first. So inside t-head is where we place the first row, which is not the content of the table, but it's the label of the table, the label of every single columns we place. So for example, in this case, we need to be having tr, which is meant for t row, and that's what we'll be using. So tr, and inside tr here, we need to be having th, which means t head. And if we see, this is the first head of the table where will be placed on the first row and first column. So in this case, I like to have ID, and below ID I'm going to place name, and below name I like to place another one called age, and below age I like to call email. And this is the T head only, where we just be placing on the first row, first column. And if we check our code right here, as you can see, this is the head only. So we need to be making sure to add like a border right at the table right here. This is just to indicate the shape of the table, where the shape and the border of the table. So in this case, I have border props equals to 1, just like this. And by doing this, we're able to have like this particular borders right here, just to indicate where is this particular table actually located, and of course the sides and the borders of the every single content of the table, every single cells of the table. And now we are done with the head, we can just move on to t body right here. So t body will be almost the same as the one that we did before. For example, like here, in this case, for all, we need to be having tr first, and of course inside tr we'll be having td, which is basically the content. And in this case, for example, if you see, if you're just going to be aligning to this particular table head, for example, first of all, we're going to be placing ID's content. So in this case, I like to have 1, and besides content for ID, we'll have name, and name I just say John Doe. And besides that, of course, we can place age. In this case, I like to have 24. Besides age, we can have email. And there you go, this is a simple table. So we can just go to a browser, and you can see right here we're able to have our first row for content. And this is basically how we have just hard-coded the content. So right now I would like to have the content to be coming from an array of objects, just like this. So I've already happened to have like a list of data, which I can just paste it right here. As you can see right here, we can make use of this particular array of objects, and we can just render this particular array into the table just by using map function. So this case, I like to go to the t body first, and right inside t body right here, I like to have, of course, I need to be having the JavaScript syntax to be placed. So in this case, I'm going to be placing the curly braces first, and inside here I like to map through the data. So I like to have the map function, and this map function will be having an object. So in this case, I like to have row, and every single row will be having its own table row. So in this case, I like to have open it this particular bracket like this, and inside this bracket I like to place then I have to take the entire t row right here, and I like to place it inside like this. Now as you can see here, we must be adding the key props also. So in this case, I have key, and inside key I can just add like a row, or you can just say index. So index is actually part of this particular object parameter as well. And besides that, we can actually make use of the row to be used as a dynamic content to be replaced right here. Just copy this, and in order to make use of row, we need to make use of this curly braces. Inside curly braces, we must be placing the row and followed by .id, because .id is actually coming from this particular array of objects. So ID, name, age, email. So we're just going to be making use of it. So first of all, it's going to be ID followed by name followed by age, and lastly email, just like this. And this is the simplest way how you're able to make use of array, and we can just render the array to make it like a repeating group of rows. So if you check our browser, we're able to have this particular table, and there you go. This is the most simple way on how you're able to create a table in React. And because React was basically making use of this particular HTML syntax, and on top of that we can just use JavaScript on top of it to create a simple table like this. And there you go. This is the most basic tutorial for to create a simple table in React. So thanks for watching. Let's catch up on the next one.